Hi, I'm Dennis Phillips, and welcome to Everyday Reloading and Shooting. All right, welcome back to the channel. We're continuing on with the powder shootout. This is phase 2, and we're investigating the lower charge weights of 6 powders that we used in the powder shootout. Today, we're going to be looking at Varget powder, and we're shooting loads from 23.3 grains to 24.1 grains. I'll shoot 5 shots at the 23.3 lowest charge weight. That's to center my point of impact, and it should be just about an inch or an inch and a half above my point of aim. So we'll be shooting these at 100 yards. So as always, you're welcome to enjoy the music while I fast forward through my shooting, or you can skip forward to the results at the end. Shooting at 100 yards. All right, all of these seem to shoot pretty well. I've got some really tight groups down there, so let's bring them in and take a look. All right, these are pretty tight, a lot of these. We've got on the warmer group, we had this pretty much centered here, so I didn't need to adjust the scope after shooting the 5 warming shots. All of these seem to be pretty much on center. As we increase the charge weight, it begins to shoot a little bit more to the right on these last groups. But this is probably my tightest group of all. I'm sure that's probably right at an inch or maybe just under. Here, we're right at an inch, except we've got one flyer that's going to make that probably about 1 1/4. Should have a pretty tight mean radius here. This should be a pretty tight mean radius, even though we've got a flyer here and here. We've got 2 really nice clusters here pretty close together. So anyway, we will take these home and measure these with the Hornady 4DOF ballistics app using the group analysis function, and we will see how they compare. All right, stay tuned. All right, we're continuing with our series on the powder shootout, phase 2, and we're looking at the lower end of the spectrum on the charge weights from 2,900 to 3,000 feet per second. In our previous video, when we were using the Varget powder, we found our best charge weight here at the lower end of the spectrum at 24.2 grains and 3,000 feet per second. We had an extreme spread of 1.21 inches, but we had a mean radius of 0.43. Not all that great, but not bad either. And so today we went back and we shot that Varget powder again, and this time we had a little bit different results, and we did find a better load at the lower end of that spectrum. And this is for the 52 grain boat tail hollow point bullet. May not apply with a heavier bullet, but this was the case with the 52 grain boat tail hollow point. And I'm going to show you here in the upper right hand corner a photo from the Hornady ballistics app and the group analysis. And down in the lower right hand corner, I'm going to show you a photograph of the actual target so you can see it a little better. So this is our fouling group, but we had the rifle was shooting a little high at 1.62 inches, but 0.07 to the right. So all of these were pretty much on center. We had an extreme spread of 1.13 inches and a mean radius of 0.40. That was just 5 shots to warm the barrel up and get it fouled so we could shoot the rest of these groups. At 23.3 grains, we did our 10-shot group, and I guess we got warmed up a little. It's shooting a little bit high at 1.12 inches and 0.20 to the left, as shown by the red cross here. We had an extreme spread of 1.36 inches and a mean radius of 0.41, so very close to that fouling group. Moving on to 23.5 grains, we should be traveling at 2,919 feet per second. We're shooting 1.28 inches high and 0.17 to the left. We had an extreme spread here of 1.12 inches. But look at this, we've got a mean radius of 0.35. So we're getting down there. So you double that, that's going to give you a 0.70 average group size. So a pretty good group there. And that's because of this cluster that we had right here, this cluster of shots. All right, moving on to 23.7 grains. We're now traveling at 2,938 feet per second. We're shooting just over an inch high and basically 1/10 of an inch to the left. So we have an average group size right here diagonally of 1.4 inches, but we had a mean radius of 0.39. So that's going to give us an average group size of 0.78. So pretty decent grouping there. So this was our best group of the day at 23.9 grains, and we're shooting at 2,963 feet per second. We're shooting just over an inch high at 1.13 and almost dead on center at 0.03 of an inch to the right. Our extreme spread was 0.98 inches from here to here, and our mean radius was 0.30. So you double that, that gives you a 0.60 average group size for 10 shots at 100 yards. I think that's doing pretty well, even if I do say so myself. All right, so that was our best group of the day. The next group was very similar, a little bit wider on the extreme spread, but still a very good mean radius. We're shooting 24.1 grains at 2,988 feet per second. We're shooting 0.9 of an inch high and 1/4 of an inch to the right. And look at this cluster. We've got this cluster right here, but our extreme spread threw that off because we've got an extreme spread of 1.32 inches from here to here, but we had a mean radius of 0.36, which gives you an average group size of 0.72 inches. Still very respectable, I think. Okay, so I'm going to recommend, if you're going to be loading at that lower charge weight, consider using the 23.9 grains of Varget powder with the 52 grain hollow point bullet. I think that's our winner for the day. I think that should work well for you. That should be a good round for varmints like coyotes, rock chucks, prairie dogs, ground squirrels. I think that will shoot well for you. All right, so those are my results for the day. If you have any thoughts, ideas, suggestions, or comments, please leave those below. I try to interact with everybody that comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.